Okay, let me ask you guys a question. What would you advise from a well-being point of view to improve your own well-being and improve the well-being of all those people who are now homeless, all of those people who have lost their jobs, all of those people or communities that are suffering? What's one thing people could do this holiday and into 2021 to improve their well-being while helping those who are suffering or struggling with their well-being that doesn't really cost any money? What's your ideas?
I'm going to combine a couple small ones. And just gonna keep it really simple. I know when we think and talk about physical well-being, the things we often think about are going out and getting the membership to the gym or going and buying expensive organic food, et cetera, But I think what we could do really simply, and can be very powerful, is get outside and go for a walk. I would advocate doing that if you're able to, bright and early in the morning when the sun's coming up to start your day. I won't go into detail about it, but if you understand how light affects the body, and if you wear contacts or glasses, I would suggest taking them out. I know it's not as pretty to see the morning if you're going for a walk somewhere, but letting that light get into your eyes is very important. You're out in nature, which we know from research is really good for you. We also know that fresh air is very good for you. So we've got a number of components that are really good for your health. You're getting yourself moving. If you walk a little bit faster, you might be able to get your cardio rate up, and so therefore you're getting an aerobic workout in. And if we're talking about helping other people, this is where that social or that community well-being can come into play, because don't do it by yourself. Mm-hmm. If you can find a partner to hold you accountable, you hold them accountable. It also gives you someone to talk with. A time where we really need to start connecting with each other. And who knows, maybe you can form a group where it's not just you and a neighbor, it might be the whole neighborhood.
Yeah. And Ryan, can I just piggyback off of that? You walked right into what I was going to say, Ryan, is that for me, what's helped me is like the Meetup app. You can meet people who have similar interests, and the groups that I joined are local hiking groups. And so it's free. The Meetup app is free. And it just puts you in touch with people that are similar minded, and they set up dates where you can if let's say like next Wednesday there's going to be a hike in town, and they're going to meet over by the Bank of America parking lot at 8:00 Wednesday morning. You can see, there's 15 people who are going to be going there. I'm going to join, and it's all about meeting new friends and just getting out, like you said, getting physical and in the morning, and that fresh air, just the positivity of being around like-minded people who also just want to get out and meet new people and kind of change their environment. All Trails is another one where you can find, local hiking trails, but the Meetup app has been really helpful for me to kind of meet new friends and get out of my normal circle of influence and meet, new people. It's been great. So yeah, right up exactly what you were talking about, Ryan.
That's pretty global, isn't it? Meetup.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Totally agree. And networking, Ryan was talking about an accountability partner or accountability group. sometimes it's difficult to do these things by yourself, and you sort of fall back into your old habits. So you need somebody to push you forward. I think one area that we can all do to make our lives better is time management. And especially now with COVID, a lot of people do have time on their hands. If you have a job, that's great. You've got an income. You don't have a job, in a sense, that's great because it's time. And say that, you know, that there's a few things that we can do for free or for very little. Physical exercise, and, you know, look after yourself physically. It could be going to the gym. It could, you know, jogging, taking a walk. I'd say personal development. Spend some time, commit yourself to spend some time every day, read some books. You can start with this one, which I've heard recommended on this channel, Wellbeing, of course. Another one I'd highly recommend is The Slight Edge, okay, by Jeff Olson. It's just about little incremental changes, getting up 30 minutes earlier, reading about self-development, devoting some time to build your business. And, you know, that's something I'd like to talk about a lot more going forward. But if you can commit yourself and consistently over time, because these things are not going to happen straight away, but, you know, over 21 days, 30 change in your life. Start eating more healthily. Choose a salad rather than cut out, you know, people say, oh, you know, things going on. If you're washing the dishes, listen to a podcast. Well, oh, what's that, Ryan? Being yourself. Some channel on while you're working. Another good one. Binging on copywriting videos these last couple of days, and just while I'm doing other things. Cut out endlessly scrolling through Facebook. People spend a lot of time, you know, just getting caught up in all kinds of controversies. Just try to cut that if you want more time. Cut out Netflix. You know, people will spend a lot of time just watching all these dramas that go on and on and on and on forever. Don't get too caught up on the news, partly because of time and partly because of the negativity. Consider your relationship with alcohol. And this is something that I've been more aware of recently. Not only will it save you money if you cut back, it will improve your health, and it will also give you more time because you're not mourning when you can't do anything. So there's so many things you can do on an incremental basis to improve your life. And we can help you with that. You can get an accountability partner to help.
I was gonna say, if you have the funds, buying the guy behind you a cup of coffee.
Oh yeah, nice one. Nice
Doing
one.
something simple like that.
Yeah.
Not only it'll brighten your day, but
And talking to them.
It can change. Yeah, we're talking to them. Absolutely.
Yeah, I love that idea. I really love what I'm hearing. Guys, you coaches are great. I don't really know how much more advice I can give than the incredible advice that we are sharing here today. I do want to say something, though, that I think it's worth changing the terminology of social distancing. And I have to say this as a social wellness coach, because social distancing, that term, has a lot of negative connotations with it. If you have to call it something, maybe call it physical distancing, right? Because you can still buy that cup of coffee for the person behind you at a distance of 1.5 or 2 meters, and you can still have a wonderful conversation with them, right? You can still have a wonderful social interaction with a complete stranger over a very, very small gesture. And, you know, even if you are waiting in line somewhere in a coffee shop, why not say hello, right? We're all in this together. So understanding that a lot of people have hardship right now, we can also be compassionate with one another, and just sharing and speaking makes a huge difference to a lot of people's lives. Right? So that's a very, very simple thing. And I try and do that every time I go out to a supermarket. Yeah, I don't know if people actually like me and they see this funny haired guy coming across and say, oh my God, he's back again. He's going to say something. But, you know, occasionally I do find somebody who wants to talk, and it's wonderful. We have a great conversation. So, you know, open yourself up to those little interactions would be great. And I couldn't say so much more about social wellness, except you also need to be able to look after yourself. Other coaches have mentioned it here. So the simple things like brushing your teeth. You can get lazy with things like brushing your teeth. So make sure you do that every day. Simple things like that. Simple exercise like the other coaches have mentioned. Bathing in Japan is very big. So in the evening, we bathe. And that bathing is such a, at least for me, it's such a spiritual moment in a way that I can just be in there on my own, peacefully, in a very warm water, and just bring myself back, right? No matter what's happened over the day. So I really recommend baths. If you can, try to avoid any negative coping mechanisms. So, you know, if you're over smoking or over drinking, that's not going to help your well-being overall. Other than that, and you know, there's other things you can do. There's always yoga, which you can learn some basics off of YouTube if you like, to start you off. Simple mindfulness meditation, lots of videos out there. Just taking rest. Journaling is a great one. Just pick up a pen and paper and start writing about your day-to-day experiences. Also, make sure that during this time, no matter what hardship you're facing, it doesn't make it any better if you criticize and blame yourself. Okay, don't get caught up in criticizing and blaming yourself. If you've unfortunately lost your job, or you've cut hours and had cut pay, or you're finding it difficult to socialize with people, don't blame yourself. Get out of that mode, because the world needs you, right? Pick up the job application that you want to send and send it. Fix your resume, take one step at a time and do it. Talk to people. Don't be afraid to ask people, do they have work? If you're stuck with not having enough work, get the ideas flowing. Call up somebody and get your new ideas going. You know, you can do all of those with a very, very little cost. In fact, they don't cost anything, but it doesn't get you anywhere to criticize and blame yourself, because all it does is it holds you back from taking the next step. Okay, so put that away. It's happened. It's done. You can't change the past. Get into the now. What can you do right now? We all believe in you, right? It's our job as a wellness coach, right? But it's also my passion that I know I believe in every one of you, right? Not just the people in this video, everyone listening, everyone out there who's not listening. I believe in everyone. I know the power of human potential. It's part of my philosophy. So do get on with things. Find the small action you can every day, even a little bit at a time. Go for it. Since it's going to be the holiday period, one last thing I do want to leave you with is to really appreciate yourself and other people. And what you can do this year, maybe instead of sending that little Facebook Merry Christmas, if you can, pick up a pen and paper and write somebody a letter. Right? Because that's magic to me. If you've got a letter from somebody, it tells me that somebody took the time to think about me, and they're putting their thoughts on pen and paper through themselves. That's really golden for me. That's more than any gift can buy. Just having a letter that says, you know, Merry Christmas is enough to say, I'm thinking about you, is wonderful. Doesn't cost much. And in fact, if you can, send it to somebody you haven't talked to for a long time. They'll be shocked. But you know what? They'll be so happy to receive something from you. Or maybe you want to say sorry to somebody you needed to say sorry to. Perfect opportunity. Christmas has a spirit, and the holidays have a spirit of family and gathering. No matter who you are, no matter what culture you are, what religion you believe in, it's all about togetherness. And that is really the magic that I can also present to you.
You were talking about networking and a lot of these ideas around networking with just the sheer number of people who are unemployed or underemployed. There's a concept called strategic networking. And strategic networking is basically being in a place where you're going to find somebody that you can tell, I'm looking for a job, and who can get you a job or can introduce you to somebody in their company to get you a job. I've created a concept that I think is one level higher. Instead of social networking, because there's a lot of social events that have been canceled, or depends on which country you're in, so on and so forth. But in the spirit of helping yourself while helping others improve their well-being, what about strategic volunteering? This is a great time of year to be part of some NGOs, NPOs, houses of worship, giving things away, children's clothes, old children's toys, things that you can basically give away for free on the internet. Take it to your local community center or whatever and be able to give it away. Soup kitchens, or feed the homeless, or all these different things. And there's one group over here in Tokyo called Tokyo English Lifeline, and they help people from committing suicide, and they're always looking for volunteers. And one of the things about strategic volunteering is usually not only are you meeting people who can help you find jobs because they know somebody in their elite network, but they're also teaching you skills. And on your resume, you don't have a gap. You work part-time, 10 hours, whatever you can volunteer per week, and you're learning counseling skills, or you're learning a myriad of different types of skills, leadership skills. If you're doing organizing some activity in your own community, let's all get together and collect canned goods and give to our local church or mosque or temple, whatever. But these are strategic volunteering. They give you skills, plus they develop things like leadership qualities in you, and actually fill the gaps while you get to network and let people know, hey, I'm employable, and people see you doing things, and this person has motivation, this person has drive, this person's not just sitting at home feeling sorry for themselves during the holidays or whatever, but you're making yourself feel good and improving your own well-being while doing something else for other people. Mm-hmm. And you gain a lot from it. Those skills, the knowledge, the network. So those are some of the things that I would say strategic volunteering could benefit you and your well-being while benefiting others. And I'd love to hear comments from the audience on different ideas that you guys have for strategic volunteering going into 2021. What are those things that you can do for yourself that also improve the well-being for other people? Because there are a lot of people right now who are suffering, struggling, and what we want to aim for is that 1% improvement on a daily basis towards thriving in all 5 areas. So on that note, I'd just like to say, what commitments will you make to stay well and keep being? We love you. Thank you.